Hey, welcome to the Hell Has an Exit podcast. I'm your host, Bryan Alzate. This show is not affiliated with any specific 12-step program. If you or a loved one is struggling with an addiction, please find a local 12-step meeting. If you believe you may need detox or drug treatment of any kind, please call 833-999-1877 to speak to a specialist. The show is sponsored by United Recovery Project, a state-of-the-art drug and alcohol rehab facility. You can visit our website at unitedrecoveryproject.com. Hey guys, welcome to Hell Has an Exit. I'm your host, Bryan Alzate. On this show, we interview anybody who has a story of redemption and hope and changing their lives in a positive way. We also have done people in Holocaust survivors. We did Marty Tankleff, the guy who did 16 years in prison for killing his parents, and he actually was innocent. Those are wrongful conviction stories. We mainly do a lot of recovery addiction stories as well. I have my one friend, Taylor, with me. He is the original Spoon Goons CEO. Yeah, it's really crazy because I was talking to someone earlier because they're like, who's going to do the podcast? Like, bro, I met this kid off Instagram and he got sober or whatever. And she was just like, how did you meet on Instagram? I was like, it's such a long story. But yeah, sometimes I forget about that time in my life. Let's talk about Spoon Goons.
Yeah, dude, that was a wild time.
Wait, hang on. So first of all, so a lot of people don't know, but like I used to have like a meme page that I used to make memes, and I had like a whole bunch, not a whole bunch, but at the time it was like a lot of followers.
Yeah.
When Instagram was like pretty new.
Yeah.
I should have stuck with it, missed my calling. You know, I would just post a lot of stupid shit on there. And then from time to time I would talk about recovery, but it wasn't really, I didn't really like going out there and saying I was in recovery, you know? But every once in a while I would, because, you know, I thought it would help people. Dude, I'd be so bored and I'm so sick in the head that I'd be Googling like heroin. Not Googling, but like in the hashtags.
Yeah.
I'd be, like hashtagging fire heroin or like fish scale or like powder cocaine or like I would just be looking up like these weird hashtags just to, I just wanted to know what drug addicts were like in this social media world. Because when I was using, like one, I didn't have a smartphone because I was like strung out all the time. And Instagram wasn't a thing. But I was like, bro, if I had Instagram, I would definitely have an Instagram of me like smoking crack and shooting heroin. Like if Instagram was a thing and I was still using, I would definitely be out there on Instagram doing it. And sure enough, I found Junkies of IG. Mm-hmm. So Junkies of IG was like a hashtag on social media with like a whole bunch of drug addicts using this hashtag. And many of them had a normal life. Mm-hmm. And this was their secret junkie life. And then like they all became friends and they would rob each other. It was like so crazy. Someone would be like, bro, I'm dope sick, send me Suboxone. Crazy shit.
Yeah.
Bro, I thought the community, and I never was like, you guys need to get clean. I would be like, bro, that looks like fire heroin. You know, I would be like, damn. I would like be liking their photos of like 70 Roxys or something like that. And then every once in a while I would be like, hey, if you guys ever want to get clean, like you can, like just to say that it's possible if you guys ever wanted to. And every once in a while I would message people and try to be like, bro, if you want to get clean, like you could go to a meeting. But I would do it in like an innocent way, try not to be like I didn't want to feel like the guidance counselor at school. Yeah. Then out of that emerged your gang.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. So I mean, you nailed it, dude. It was a network.
What was weird is that I feel like I was a part of it.
You were
clean.
Dude, you were. Okay, so So the craziest thing was, right, like, well, because you were posting pictures of like Ferraris and guns and motorcycles and money, and you know, and everybody's like, dude, how the fuck is this guy so rich? And your handle was sharing needles.
Yeah.
You know, so you were a part of. You know what I mean? Just for the handle. You know? And it's so funny.
You know what's funny is that I made that my handle before I even met Junkies of IG.
That's crazy.
Because when I read Nikki Sixx's book in treatment, when he used to check into hotels and shoot speedballs, he would go under an alias. Yeah. Usually sharing needles.
Oh, it's amazing.
And bro, I became like a huge Nikki Sixx fan. I don't even like Motley Crue, but I just like love Nikki Sixx. Yeah. Shout out to like The Dirt, that movie like kicked ass. Yeah. But I just love Nikki Sixx. His book was just so fucked up. So I remember I had the Sharon Needles account. Yeah. And I got a whole bunch of followers because people thought I was a drag queen, because there's a famous drag queen called Sharon Needles.
Oh, shit.
So that's how I originally got like a little popular on social media.
That's really funny.
But I was like one of the first out of my friends to like spend time on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was crazy to see you like liking people's pictures, and like we didn't really know. I had no fucking clue you were sober. you know, or in the program or anything. I just thought you were just a part of us and you were like crushing it way more than us, you know? So like that's just like, I was like, how the fuck is this junkie fucking this rich? Like,
heroin successfully.
How the fuck? Like you were so like, I would have conversations with people like, dude, that dude's fucking crushing. Like he's living the life, like, you know, and so you were like the people or the person, the persona that we looked up to.
Wow.
You know, like that's who like we wanted to be. You know, not knowing that you were sober at the time. It was crazy. That whole environment was crazy because for me, it was an escape. You know, I could be my real self at that point, like on there. And I mean, you remember my videos, they were
you had one of the most gnarliest videos. I remember you had a video that you edited and made of Pokemon lifting up a syringe, and you edited the video, and then there were the little action figure Pokemon were shooting you up with a syringe.
Yeah, dude.
And then you had songs into your videos, and you had like this red bandana on.
Oh my God, yeah. So meth had a lot to do with it because I was doing a lot of meth, a lot of heroin, a lot of crack cocaine.
Wait, hang on. How did you go from being a regular kid in California to being, you're from California?
Originally, yeah.
Okay, so how did you go? How did you go from like that to doing drugs to like finding this group on Instagram?
Yeah, so it's crazy because once you know I got sober, I kind of was able to look at my past and my behaviors and things like that. And I had that junkie mentality way before I picked up drugs and alcohol, man. Like I had the behaviors way before. Like my drugs back then were junk food and anime. Or cartoons.
You watch cartoons?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Anime?
Like, it was anime, yeah.
Like what?
Dragon Ball Z, you know, anything on Toonami.
Did you watch Naruto?
You know, back then? And so, no, that's like, I still get hit. I still get shit these days. Like, Naruto's the one anime that I never got into. I don't like it.
Bro,
but anyway,
you're out of your mind, bro.
I know. So back then, like, when I wanted to change the way I felt, I would hoard junk food.
Okay.
You know, and I would get the sugar high and things like that. And when I wanted to escape my reality, I would lock myself in my room and watch cartoons or anime. I wasn't in myself. I was pretending to be somebody else. I was in this fantasy world. Like, so those behaviors I got really good at a really young age. So when I found drugs and alcohol, it was like a natural progression there to where I could have those same things happen, but I also got to feel really good. And the craziest part about it, dude, was like, in school, it was really hard for me to connect with people, as it is a lot of people that get on drugs, you know, but like, it was really hard to be like an athlete or a jock because I had to be good at sports. It was really hard to be popular because like, that's a certain type of persona. It was really hard to even be a nerd because like, I had to know a lot of things about being a nerd. It was really fucking easy to be a drug addict, dude. Like it was instantly accepted by a community, instantly a part of. Like all you got to do is do drugs and you're fucking in. Like it was great. Like
you just have to have the balls to do it.
Yeah, it was perfect though, because I got to not only feel good, I got to be accepted by a community,
and then
I could be
cool.
myself. Exactly.
And then the drug addicts like make fun of all the other groups.
Yeah, exactly. I used to say like the first time I did drugs, I decided right there and then there that was going to be my career because it gave me everything I ever wanted. You know, was that community and that connection and that feeling of like being whole, right? So I did whatever I possibly could at that point. From that point on, to do as many drugs as I possibly could and to be a part of many different communities as I possibly could within those worlds. So that's kind of how I got involved with it. It escalated, obviously, from there, you know, because my goal was to be the most hardcore drug addict, the dopest dope fiend that I could possibly be. You know, like that was my only goal in life. And whatever else came with it was just the sacrifice I had to make. So whether it was jail time, whether it was Hep C, whether it was destroying my family, whether it was financial, you know, ruin, like whatever.
How did it go to heroin? When did you start doing opiates?
So my first ever experience with opiates was 13 because I had migraines. The doctor prescribed me, you know, they gave it to my parents, obviously, but the doctor prescribed me opiates at 13.
For migraines?
For migraines, because they were so violent. The fact that I would miss school on a weekly basis.
They really were that bad?
They were that bad, dude, that I would literally have to go to the doctor. They'd give me a shot to put me to sleep. And I was going like 2 or 3 times a week for these migraines. Wow. So at that point, I don't think they understood how obviously detrimental opiates were. At the time,
like perks.
So I think it was Vicodin. It was Vicodin, but I remember vividly lying to my parents
that you had a headache.
I had a headache to get the Vicodin. Yeah, and that's not. I didn't start doing opiates at that point, but that's kind of what was my introduction to drugs and like what made me feel good. So then it was like marijuana, you know, and then there was like Adderall, and then it was you know, alcohol, and then cocaine, you know, and then I was reintroduced to the painkillers, Norcos, at like 16 or 17. And my favorite fucking high to this day, bro, my favorite high to this day was 3 Norcos and a 40 of Mickeys.
A what?
3 Norcos and a 40 of Mickeys.
What's that?
Like a malt liquor.
Like
40,
a 40 ounce.
Like a 40 ounce.
Okay.
Yeah, Mickeys.
I've never even done Norcos. What are those? Like a California
It's just Vicodin.
thing?
Just Vicodin. Yeah, just I think a higher milligram Vicodin.
Yeah.
I loved them so much because they loosened me up. I was at a party and I was feeling good, and like that was when I could like truly just be like the man, right? Like that's what I thought I was, the man. And then, you know, I started selling the Norcos, and then I started taking more, and then Oxycontin came around. You know, I'm having to chew like 20 Norcos a day just to get high. Then Oxy was like,
what are you, like 20 at this time?
17, 18,
Okay,
probably.
17, 18.
17, 18. And then Oxycontin, I think at like 18 or 19. You know, it's still very hazy, honestly, exactly. And then I was strung out on the Roxys, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and then they got expensive.
I know. I got clean right when they went to 12, but I don't know how much they were here.
Dude, $1 a milligram, $30 a pill.
That's crazy.
You know, and I was, you know, doing 4, 5, 6 pills a day at that point, trying to keep up that habit. And I had a full-time job. I was successful, but it was
what were you
almost
doing
impossible.
for work?
I was fortunate enough to start with this company. I became I guess, what you could call like a kitchen lead, you know, for this sushi restaurant. I'm not going to call it a sushi chef because they take years to, you know, but I was the kitchen lead in the sushi restaurant.
Wow.
And I was making good money at
You know how to make
a young
sushi?
age. Yes. Yeah. I used to go to like the fish markets and like pick out fish with the owners and stuff like that. And they were pretty high in the Los Angeles like scene. The company now is extremely successful.
Wow.
You know, I was making good money at like 19, you know, but I was just using it all for Roxy's, you know. And then one day the dude I called for Roxy's said that he had, you know, heroin. And I was like, oh, dude, you're fucking crazy. Like, absolutely fucking not. Hung up the phone, you know, and then started to get dope sick and then called him back about, you know, a little while later and said, all right, dude, but just this one time, obviously. And it was only $20. And I was like, dude, what? And I took one hit off the foil of because I was smoking the Roxys on foil. I was smoking the Roxys on foil.
Roxy, so you just smoked the heroin.
Exactly. So I just did the same thing, you know, with the foil and the tutor or whatever. And dude, it got me fucking whacked, bro. It was amazing. Like it was incredible, you know? And I was like, dude, $20 compared to, you know, hundreds of dollars a day, fucking run that, you know? It was crazy because like I only ever spent about $80 a day on heroin, which is still a huge improvement. You know, from the Roxys. It was great. Like even in my darkest times of heroin, when I started using needles and stuff, I only spent like it was like a gram a day.
Wow.
You know, so financially it wasn't that detrimental. And then meth was almost free out here. So
free?
Yeah, like it wasn't like free, but it was like very, very fucking cheap. A lot of the times, like when you bought heroin, like they would just give you meth. You know,
yeah, I've never done meth.
Dude, you're not missing it. Dude, meth just turns me into a fucking weirdo, dude. Like a sexual fucking weirdo, dude. A lot of the time on meth, I would just be alone, oiled up in a fucking motel, making weird videos by myself.
Yeah,
it was like not really a good time, you know. The like guns and shit in the mirror, fucking thinking I was a gangster. It was ridiculous. Posting it on Instagram.
When did you get into Spoon Goons? Or when did you find Junkies of IG, and how did you find them?
So Instagram had just kind of come around, you know, and started to get popular. By that time, I was using a needle, and nobody knew. Like even because like I had like 2 or 3 like dope fiend friends that I was with, but they didn't use needles, and you know they would just smoke it and stuff. I was afraid of what they'd think of me, so you know I was on Instagram. I think one time I just looked up heroin. You know, and I found this community.
Yeah, because you find one hashtag leads to another hashtag.
Yeah. Exactly. And you find one person, and then who are they following and what are they doing? And
you know what would be funny is they would verify people. They would be like, who is this guy? And they'd be like, nah, I don't know that guy. Don't let him in.
Exactly. And that's kind of what it was. So I got a part of this community, and I met friends, and I met people in real life. And
you met people in real life?
I did. I actually got arrested with 2 of them in
I think you told me the story.
That's a
wait. So you meet this community, and then what was it like meeting someone in the community like for the first time? Was it somebody in California?
Yeah, it was awesome. You know, I can imagine it to like anything now.
Yeah, because I was trying to explain to people because obviously we're into NFTs now, but like I was talking to them about like the metaverse.
Yeah,
but it's like, you know, people wouldn't believe 20 years ago that you met someone on the internet and now you're married to them, or now that's your business partner. Yeah. But like one day when people are bored, instead of like on Facebook scrolling, they're actually going to put on their VR set, 100%. Walk around, go to a party, sit down with someone, start talking. Exactly. And then become friends. Exactly. And then you're going to be like, yo, we met in real life. Yeah. I think there's going to be relationships that you're never going to meet these people in real life.
100%. There are now.
It's just going to be.
There are now. Yeah. I mean, it's
just going to be in the metaverse.
I mean, I have friends on Twitter and you know, things like that, like that I'll probably never meet, but
when I was really into Instagram, bro, that's how I met the guy Satan and Kevin and like all these big accounts. Yeah. And we were just like social media people that made memes. Yeah. but we would talk and we were friends.
Yeah.
And I even have like one of my girls that I'm friends with today. I've been friends with her for like 10 years now.
Yeah.
And it's like almost embarrassing to be like, yeah, we met on Instagram, you know?
I don't think so.
But I guess it's weird because we're such good friends. And it's like, we didn't meet on Instagram like because we had mutual friends.
Yeah.
Like we met on Instagram because like she had a meme account and like I had a meme account.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's the beauty of, I think that's the beauty of technology with that. It's like, it broadens your ability to connect and who to, you know, who to get involved with.
Yeah.
You know, and that was one of the biggest things for me. It was like what I experienced when I first got into drugs, except on a mass level, you know? So like I was talking to people in Ireland that were on fucking dope. Like I was talking to people across the United States that were on dope. Like my community just grew, you know, especially because it was so small at that point because of the drugs that I was doing. I had never been around so many people that felt the same that I did, that was okay with doing the drugs that I was doing and that accepted you for who you were, man. It was fucking, again, it was like a natural progression of like, this is a no fucking brainer.
Yeah.
And then what I did at that point was like, all right, like was gaining popularity, you know, and so I decided to create my own hashtag.
Wait. Do you remember when it was Junkies of IG?
Yeah.
And then they banned it, and then it was Junkies of IGGGG. Do you remember?
No, so it was, oh my God, what was it? Dude, you know people still use the Spoon Goon hashtag these days? It's so
Spoon
funny.
Goons?
Yeah, they still use it.
Oh, that's cool.
So many people are like dead now. though.
Yeah,
Like,
because I
that's
remember
fucking
you
crazy.
were the CEO.
Yes. Okay. So I can't find this hashtag, but so what I did was I created Spoon Goons was the hashtag.
Was it because there was drama with the other one?
No, it was just that
you just wanted to create another one.
I just wanted to see like what I could do and like bring the circle of friends that we had like more tight knit, you know, like almost like an exclusive club. And so I created the Spoon Goons hashtag. And you had to actually, like, that was the verifying thing. Like, you couldn't let yourself into Spoon Goons. You had to be invited by another Spoon Goon to get into the group. And I would get DMs from people, hey, can my buddy get in? Hey, like, you know, like it was crazy. And then if I
in it?
I could probably, yeah. Almost 100% you were, dude. You almost 100%.
What was so funny is I was clean.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
what was I doing in there?
I don't know, man. I'm glad you were though. Because then, because you could like search.
I just
hashtags.
love drug addicts, bro.
Dude.
I really do love drug addicts.
Yeah. Well, it takes a certain type. So I would search the hashtag and see who's posting, and if somebody posted it that wasn't verified by me or like my people, like I would gangbang on them, dude. I would be like, take that fucking hashtag down. Like you're not a part of. Like it was wild, bro. and then I did enough meth to convince myself that I was a gang member, like an actual gang member, which is where the red bandana came from. I had convinced myself that I was a part of a gang, and then the Instagram got really wild, bro. I remember like I faked my own death on there to like get attention from people.
What?
Yeah, dude, it was absurd. Like I put this random. I think I was just too spun out.
You were shooting meth?
Yeah, a lot of the videos like my neck, my inner thighs.
That's meth.
And heroin together. I used to shoot them separately.
You used to mix them together?
Yeah, so I used to shoot them separately, but it got to the point where it would take so long for me to shoot up, like anywhere from 12 to 48 hours to find a vein, that I had to put them together.
12 to 4 hours. Wait.
12 to 48.
12 to 48 hours
to find a vein.
To find a vein.
Yeah, the majority of my life at that point, bro, I was on a bathroom floor covered in dried blood, like searching for veins with my arms and my legs and my like the bottom of my stomach all swollen, you know, and I was kind of just poking, hoping that I would hit something. And the syringes would be all coagulated. So I'd have to like switch syringes, and you know, I'd be so fucking like spun that like my hand is shaking and my eyes are playing tricks on me. I'm like, is it fucking moving? Is it fucking moving? You know what I mean? It was miserable. It was fucking horrible. And I was filming it all and posting it on Instagram.
Yeah. I remember watching it and being like, wow, this guy really is the CEO.
It was my goal, bro. Remember, if I go back to, you know, that declaration that I made to myself at that age, like that's what I wanted to do. And I had achieved that, you know, at least as far as I was concerned. And of course, when I got there at 27, like I fucking hated it. And I didn't have a way out because like I had convinced myself I was born to die a drug addict and my life was supposed to be an example of how not to live yours, you know, and they were going to find me on a bathroom floor like the majority of my friends just dead, you know. So fortunately, shout out to moms. She rocked with me the whole time, probably a little more than she should have.
Yeah.
You know, but she got me insurance.
Yeah, I remember you telling me the story that your mom met some guy at a bank.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So funny, fucking crazy. Like she met this dude at a bank. He was talking to the bank teller, and the bank teller was like, how's business? And he goes, oh, it's great. Heroin use is up like 40%. And my mom turned to him and was like, are you a fucking drug dealer? And he was like, no, I own sober livings.
Wow.
And she was like, oh my God, my kid's on heroin or whatever. Anyways, through that guy, like that sober living I went to was shut the fuck out. It was horrible, but I wasn't ready to get sober at that point anyway.
But that's how you got introduced.
Well, then that guy introduced my mom to this guy that worked at the treatment center that I ended up going to.
Wow.
So it was just kind of this weird turn of events.
Yeah, because I remember watching your whole thing, and then I remember you also documenting like you in the druggy buggy.
Yes.
And going to rehab.
Yes.
And I remember being like so happy. I remember like, this is so cool. Because people would talk about getting clean, but they'd really just be talking about like getting off heroin and doing Suboxone.
Or getting out of jail.
Or getting out of jail. Yeah, like no one was really getting clean in the group of junkies of IG or spoon goons.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I think I do talk to this one girl, Detroit Hyena. And I don't even remember her.
I don't.
But
the name just sounds
the name
insane.
says it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, this girl was off the chain. And I remember like, talking to her and dude, she got clean.
Awesome.
And I remember like, really like, being her little cheerleader or whatever. But when I saw you like going to outpatient and you were like, yeah, IOP. And you're like, hashtag the big book and like all this shit. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Well, so
I thought it was the coolest thing.
It was, man. It was. So what's crazy is that same formula of why I got into drugs was why I got off of drugs, bro. Because like I didn't have to do anything except for not do drugs, and I was instantly accepted by a community again. So that's why I wanted. I fucking hated the community I was in. I was over it. It was full of fucking lames, and like I got myself around the people that were just like the worst people that for me I could ever be around. Or I was alone, which totally defeated the purpose of getting into drugs in the first place. So once I was approached with an opportunity to be a part of a community again, and at that point was easy for me, don't do fucking drugs. And once I came out of detox and stuff, it made sense. Like, okay, like don't do drugs and I get to be a part of this amazing community of people that fucking love me and accept me, and we get to have fun.
And want to better their lives.
Exactly.
They all have crazy stories.
Exactly.
Because when you get clean, you think that your story is like the worst. No, and then you go to like meetings and you just hear like
the most
people
insane
like
shit.
Destroy your shit.
Yeah. Being accepted automatically made it really easy for me to stay sober at that point. Because that's all I really wanted. But I still kept up with the. I tried to pull a Sharon Nitos at that time. I still kept up with my community on IG. And kind of.
Well, did you get anyone else clean or help people get clean or talk to them or whatever?
So I don't know if they're still sober, but yeah, people reached out, at that point, and I would just share my experience like I was taught to do, and some people would hit me with like, oh my God, I'm 30 days clean, and then they get loaded again, you know what I mean? But like, a few people passed away, which is super unfortunate.
I remember when the death started happening in that little community, and it was like, damn. Like,
Well, dude, what's crazy is that I got so fortunate that I got sober right before fentanyl hit. Like literally like weeks to a month before fentanyl really hit the streets. Because I mean, you saw, dude, I would have for sure been dead. The way I was using, it was 100%. So I'm super grateful that like I got sober right before that happened.
Bro, I'm grateful that I missed fentanyl too. Dude, I know for a fact. I'd be shooting whatever the fuck was out there. Didn't even care. And nowadays, bro, you have kids that are the drug of choice is fentanyl.
It blows my mind.
That's
so wild.
They're like, what's your drug of choice? It's fentanyl. Like they're so buying stuff that's like, I want to get fentanyl. And they're not scared to die.
Which is wild, man. Because I never wanted to die, dude. I was having a blast. Like I was having the best time of my fucking life. I never wanted to die. Like it got to the point where I figured I would. But like, I never wanted to die.
Well, it becomes a point where you're like playing Russian roulette. And then it's like everyone has a bullet in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like 1 out of 1,000 to like 1 out of 5.
Exactly.
You're like,
bro, it's wild, And I think I did enough. Like I never like really officially overdosed. Like my heart failed at one point, but like I never officially overdosed because I was doing way too much speed and crack. So like I never had to worry about like going out. But with fentanyl, it's like that shit's in meth. It's in cocaine. I know people that were at a bar and the dudes went to the bathroom to do coke
and they died.
And they fucking died.
Yeah, me too. I know people that bought coke at a gas station, snorted it in the bathroom and died.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. It's too scary to do drugs these days. It's like, because they're not going to be fun. You're just going to die.
Yeah, I remember there was a speaker who was like, in the 70s, they used to sell bags of heroin that said DOA, dead on arrival. And he's like, no one was scared to die. And he was like, today, I think motherfuckers are getting scared. He was like, there's a time where I used to say like addicts, like we can't get scared, but I think we're scared now.
Dude, 100%.
And I think people are getting clean younger.
Yeah.
And they're dying younger too.
That's the
so I
problem.
always tell people, like, when's the last time you seen an old heroin addict?
Totally.
They don't exist.
Especially nowadays.
There's no one over 35 doing heroin.
No, dude.
You're not doing heroin for 5+ years anymore.
No, dude,
it's like a 2-3 years and you're dead.
Yeah, if that. Or you're taking a Xanax pill that, you know, you got off Snapchat because you're fucking 16 and you die.
Fake Xanax, fake blues.
Yeah, I tell people, bro, nobody gets real Xanax anymore, bro. It's not a thing. Like, it just doesn't happen, dude. They're so regulated, these shit. Like, the pills aren't real, bro. You're going to die.
So what happened with the rest of your journey?
Once I got into, like, rehab, bro, that last time, like, I think I was just, cause it's so funny because I used to do a lot of, like, interviews and stuff like that, and people would always be like, well, how, like, what was the turning point? And I never knew, dude. I was like, I don't fucking know. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
You know? So I used to explain it like when you have a headache and you take an Advil, you don't really know when the headache goes away. You just realize at one point, like, oh shit, I don't have a headache anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can't really pinpoint it. And the turning point isn't the thing, because it's like the situation that gets you to do something isn't like what made you go to the gym today.
Yeah.
Well, nothing. Like it could be something little, but it's like what really worked is that you kept going to the gym. That's what it is.
Exactly.
So a lot of people are like, what got you clean? But it's not about getting clean.
Yeah.
It's about what consistency, like, and discipline did you apply over a period of time.
Exactly.
Because that's what it is. It's consistency and discipline over a period of time.
Exactly.
When enthusiasm no longer is there, discipline kicks in.
Yep.
And commitment.
Yeah.
And that's not like an exciting answer.
No,
you know
no, it's not glamorous.
People want to hear like, oh, well, I went to jail and then fucking
I had
was
this fucking
facing
come to Jeeves moment.
I had this amazing moment.
Yeah.
But dude, it's not.
No,
I don't even know if I wanted to get clean for a year. You know what I mean? It's like I always tell people, it's like if you're trying to lose 100 pounds, it's gonna suck the whole way,
dude, for sure.
You know, that whole journey is gonna suck. It's gonna suck for a while until you're like, wow, I actually want to do this.
Totally. Yeah, you nailed it on the head, dude. It was just like initially it was the acceptance of a community again, like that. Like that's what I agreed. That's why I agreed to do the work. But that enthusiasm fails really quickly, right? Especially like when life gets fucking hard, and emotions come back. But yeah, it was the tedious fucking work on a daily basis that built my life into something that I could withstand until it became something that I was proud of. Yeah. And then once I had a life that I was proud of, like I protected it with everything I fucking had. And then I fully believed that I could have more and whatever I want, and I think that was the biggest thing for me, like understanding that I could literally do whatever I want now and having that freedom, because like I could only do one thing my whole life because I made that declaration to myself when I was a kid. Yeah.
And then it's like, I always think about it as like, when people left Britain over like a 6% tax or whatever it was. Yeah. It wasn't just like we just left Britain. Yeah. No, bro. Then they went to war. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like when you get your freedom, it's not like this is it. Yeah. Exactly. It's like, dude, it's not like Britain wasn't just like, yo, whatever. Yeah. Have fun over there. They were like, nah, bro. Like we want our fucking tax or whatever. Yeah. So it's like once you get clean and you do have that freedom, now you have to protect it and keep it. Exactly. You know, and that's work. Exactly. Consistently. Yeah. Time and time, whether you want to or you don't want to. Yeah. And a lot of times people's excuse to not get clean is like, well, I don't want to. I don't want to. It's like, bro, to accomplish things, you have to do things you don't want to do. Totally. Which is like in school, one of my biggest things that I have is like, I was always taught like, do what you love. Mm-hmm. But like, honestly, I believe people should do what they hate. It's like, you should do like the things you don't want to do, because like, if you want to do hair and you love hair, people are like, well, if you love hair, you should do hair. Yeah. But owning a hair salon is like 5% doing hair. Yeah. Exactly. It actually has nothing to do with hair. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, even being a hairstylist is like, you're doing hair, but you have to keep appointments. You have to manage your clients. Totally. You have to do marketing. Exactly. So it's like every business, even if you love the industry, to be successful at it, you have to do all the things you don't like to do. And then it's going to be 1% of the thing you do like to do. Totally. And it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if you like it or not. Exactly. And that's what I like to say. I like to say, like, pick your struggle, like, because you're going to struggle and you're going to have to do shit that you fucking hate, like you said. Like, so pick whatever that is and stick to it. Because eventually, if you do it, like, you'll either grow to like it, or you realize, like, hey, this isn't what I want to do, and then you can move on to the next thing and then cross something off your list that you understand at that point, like, you don't want to do,
and it's way better than fucking doing nothing, you know, because of the fear of either not liking it or the fear of wasting time. You know, I like to say it's better, or to say I heard somebody say, and I use it now, I'd rather run 100 miles in the wrong direction than stand still, you know, and I think that's super important.
And then, like I have this thing where I really believe like life is a video game.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, imagine you're playing a video game and you did the same thing every day in the video game.
Yeah.
And there's a whole world out there. And you just chose to like do the same thing over and over. It's like this fear. It's like you have this fear of like, what if this like
doesn't work out?
What if it's not cool over there or whatever?
Or any of that stuff. Yeah, it's wild.
When did you like really get into fitness?
Rehab.
Really? So you started working out right away?
Well, yeah, they told us we had to go to the gym 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You know, and
have you worked out before that?
No, never. Never once in my whole life.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, I was never good at sports. I never did like anything like physical, really. I mean, I
see, I hated sports, but I loved working out.
See, I never. Well, junkies didn't work out, and that was my crew. Yeah. You know, we thought working out was fucking whack. You know, like we thought everything was fucking whack except for drugs.
Other than give me $20.
Exactly. Like that was literally that. And that was it, dude. That was like, you know, exactly. Like everything I fucking believed in came from that one very clear understanding that like if it doesn't have to do with fucking drugs or being like a drug addict, like I'm not fucking with it. You know, so like working out, like when I first got into like, you know, rehab or whatever, it sucked, but it was one of those things that you do regularly, first of all, because they told me to, and I was homeless if I left. But like, second of all, like somebody that I trusted at that point said it would be good for me, and so I continued to do it. And then I realized, like, oh shit, I enjoy this because, like, I think
the results.
Yeah, like you see the results, and you know, the opposite sex starts to talk to you, and like, and then it was something to do, and it was communal again. You know, we could all come and do this, and we're all trying to be better.
There's something very bro-y about like, bro, let's get protein, and then like work out, and we're all in rehab, and like. You know,
exactly. It was a simple
get jacked.
Exactly. And I did, man, and it was fucking great. And I took off with it because actually, that's a funny story real quick. I got in trouble for working out too much in rehab. Actually, stopped going to my morning meetings so I could like do burpees and push-ups in my room. And I spent all of the money that my mother at that time would put in my books on weights and things like that. And I actually got banned from the gym because the behaviors were too extreme. And I got told that they cut me down to 2 days a week at the gym. And I got told that if we catch you working out in your room, then you're not allowed to go to the gym at all.
Well, bro, actually, that's also a really good point because I actually really do believe in that.
Yeah, totally.
Dude, there was this girl who was all strung out on drugs, and she was like competing. In bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And bro, her biggest thing was like, if I go to rehab, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to the gym. And I was like, you probably shouldn't go to the gym. Working out is probably really unhealthy for you. You probably are borderline like anorexic and suffer from some type of like eating disorder.
Yeah.
And you competing is like not something you do because you love yourself. It's something you do because you hate your body.
Totally.
Everyone that's an addict that starts working out will experience that. It's like you can tell someone like what you're doing is actually not healthy. Yeah. And they just can't. I didn't see it. Dude, I'm working out. Yeah. Like, what do you mean? I'm getting jacked. Like, this is gonna be good.
You guys told me to do this.
Yeah. It happened to me because I got really into fitness when I started working out. When I got clean. You know, I had such low self-esteem that I thought that if I just changed the way my body looked, that girls would like me. But in reality, it's not for the girls. No. I couldn't get girls anyways. You know what I mean? So it's like, in reality, I was just doing it to fill the void.
Totally.
And to have something to obsess about. Of course. And then I felt emptier. Yeah. And then I would like deny that I felt that way. Yeah. And it was fun accomplishing a goal. I always share this. I remember I was scrolling on Instagram and this like stupid ass girl that I like literally thought was like an idiot. Yeah. She posted, I don't work out because I hate my body. I work out because I love my body. And that's when I was like, damn, I work out because I hate my body. Yeah, for sure. Like I look in the mirror and I hate what I see. Yeah, I get that. And that's when I started to realize like how much affirmations mean and how much self-talk is and how important like your own perception of your own body. It's like, bro, this is your body. Yeah. You ain't gonna get another one. You might as well just, you could take off a tattoo, but I know people with shitty tattoos and they're like, whatever, bro. Exactly. I've had it since I was fucking 15. They accept it. It's my favorite. It's actually their favorite one. Yeah. You know, I have friends who are like, yo, I got this when I was 15. I was retarded. Yeah. But I love it. Yeah. And it's like, when you have something that you can't change, you'd be stupid not to love it. Totally. Because you can't change it. You might as well just enjoy it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, I went down the same road, dude. Like I was working out for like, because I didn't like the way I looked, right? Or I couldn't accept the way that I looked. You know, it was a detriment to my mental state at that point, which is super unhealthy. But I looked fucking great, apparently, like eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so funny. Like I thought, like as soon as I got like a 6 or 8 pack, like I thought the heavens were gonna open up and God himself was gonna come down and give me a fucking Lamborghini and this like, you know, this supermodel fucking
like
white, like this whole fucking life, right? Like that's what I thought it was
these
gonna be.
magazines and you're like, man, if I just look like that. What I don't realize is that these people are shooting on these days, and they only look like that for a period of time. Because even if when I did have abs, bro, I would eat 2 bad meals and they would go away.
Exactly.
And some people have a body type where they can have abs all year round. Yeah. I know for me, dude, 3, 4 bad meals, skipping the gym, eating drinking too much water. Yeah. And bro, I don't have abs anymore.
Exactly. So it was unreal expectation and an unsustainable way of life for me. You know, because I got into competing too. And then with competing, like I wanted to be a professional bodybuilder at that point. And like that comes with a lot of steroids. You know, and steroids for me was like fucking, I mean, I was on like 9 different steroids at that point, you know, and I won my competition. Like it was fucking great. Yeah. At the time I still had Hep C and things like that. So just, again, it wasn't a healthy lifestyle. Nowadays,
which is the whole point of health.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I looked fucking incredible, dude. Like it was insane, but I felt fucking horrible. And I was lying to people about doing the steroids because I was in the program and like it was all these things, you know, I was worried about judgment and like I didn't want my family to know I was doing steroids and I was buying them illegally. I was lying to people about taking them. I was spending all my money on them and I was risking my health. What does that sound like?
Using
fucking heroin, right? Like it was crazy. I decided like at one point, like, all right, like this isn't the lifestyle I want. And then like I went completely the other way to being like completely fucking vegan and
eating trees.
Trees, fuck you. No, dude, like
eating dirt off the ground. I remember when you became vegan.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. You know, I had never felt so connected to the universe and the world in my whole life.
Really?
You know, yeah. Well, for me at the beginning, like it was.
What was being vegan about for you?
In the beginning, an animal rights thing, 100%.
Really?
Animal rights.
It was about animals.
100% animal rights.
Yeah, because you can ask people why they're vegan. Everyone has a different answer.
Yeah, for me, it was 100% animal rights. I saw a couple videos. Like there's one called Bacon in Reverse, and it was just the most horrific
it's called
thing.
Bacon in Reverse?
It's called Bacon in Reverse. And if you see what these poor animals go through, it was fucking horrible. I went to the extreme. Like I went up to like a couple slaughterhouses and like where they bring the pigs like in before and like they make the truck stop.
You did
and
this?
You could actually, yeah, I did this. Yeah,
you're a psychopath.
Did you
pick it? What did you do?
So like I just like what we did is like we
Who's we?
The group of people that met up there.
How'd you meet these people?
Instagram. You know, it was you know, like, as you can tell, there's an extreme with a lot of things that I do, but I became
which is why like addiction doesn't go away.
Totally, but it can be leveraged too.
Yeah, it could be a superpower.
It could totally be a superpower.
We were just holding the knife the wrong way.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I wasn't one of those vegans where it's like you're a bad person, you know, like with recovery. It's like I didn't make people get sober.
Yeah, you're not shaming people, whatever.
No, of course not.
I need to know what happened at the slaughterhouse. So wait, you joined a community of vegans on Instagram?
Yeah, there was these protests, you know, at like a slaughterhouse. Wow. You know, and they would bring these. It was really fucking sad, actually. Dude. Like we would bring these. They would have these trucks full of pigs.
Wow.
You know that were covered in shit because they had been born and raised in horrible environment conditions. Yeah, and they were covered in feces. And I vividly remember their eyes being so dilated. You could tell this animal was terrified, like so fucking scared. The trip had been a 24-hour trip, so they haven't had any food or water for 24 hours. And so what we did when the truck stopped is we would give them water, you know, and just like put our hands on them and try to show compassion to a living creature that had never been shown love its entire life.
What would the drivers do and stuff?
I mean, they were probably used to it, you know, and they would just stop and then let it all happen. And then at some point they would honk their horn and then drive in. And then you could actually hear the screams of the pigs being slaughtered from the slaughterhouse. You know, so like it was like a little vigil almost for these sentient beings, these animals that had emotions and we could tell were terrified, you know? So like that's what we did. And again, it was an extreme, you know, because like you're never going to stop that from happening, but it was just like what I try to do, like my part at that point, you know? And since then it's like, I'm actually like no longer vegan anymore. And that's like another thing we can, you know, in this second half of the thing, but
you're not vegan anymore? Piece of shit.
What a hypocrite, right? What a
loser.
So like it was just at that time, you know, I don't bodybuild anymore either.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like do drugs anymore either. It was just like it was a point in my life where I felt passionate about a certain subject and I went all in. And that's kind of been a recurring role in my life.
Okay. When did you become super into self-help, motivational, personal development.
Totally. So that's another thing that I went all in on, right? Like that was
Which it's funny because like I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Every week there's a new thing I'm into.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of life for me. It's like I'm still very much fucking finding out what flavor I like of anything, and how
I like guns and cars,
which is great. But like.
And now it's like the podcast.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's like, but that's the fucking beauty of it, dude. Like that's the fucking beauty of it. Like that's why I got sober, was to find out what the fuck I like, what the fuck I don't like, and do whatever I want, without restriction, and
yeah, like, bro, when I see drug addicts, I'm like, dude, if this guy got clean, he would fucking, because that energy's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Sometimes I think that drug addicts are just people that they have so much inside of them, dude.
Yeah.
Like, drugs are the only, like, because doing drugs is a full-time job on top of a full-time job.
100%.
And having kids and having 5 dogs
insane,
and
bro.
like whatever. Like being a drug addict, you're never like twiddling your thumbs.
No, dude.
It's like 24/7, go,
365, exactly.
Adrenaline nonstop.
Yeah.
And then it's like the worst lows, the biggest highs.
Yeah. Which is crazy though, because there's only ever one goal though.
To get more. More.
Like that's what's wild about it.
I think the only satisfaction of doing drugs is the anticipation of getting them. I think when I do them, it's just like,
well, it's such a metaphor for life, right? It's like enjoy the journey, not the destination. And again, and this might be controversial to some, it's like that's such a good skill to learn.
Yeah.
Why I like to say like drugs almost, so I think drugs did save my life at one point.
For sure.
But like I learned so many good habits being a fucking dirtbag drug addict. It's crazy. Now it's just about leveraging towards different things.
This guy that I follow on social media said, I would never go to high school and tell kids not to do drugs.
Yeah.
Because there was a time in my life that it wasn't for drugs, I would kill myself.
Totally. That's what it was for me. If I wasn't able to find that connection early in my life, I might have committed suicide.
I was so fucked.
Yeah.
Mentally. Like,
yeah.
Drugs, made me feel cool.
That's what it was.
My whole identity.
It gave me purpose.
Fun, whatever.
Gave me
and
purpose.
then there was a time where I started to realize that there was a hole in the bucket.
Exactly.
And this fun thing that I was doing was just not working out.
Yeah.
And dude, the more I put in there, the bigger the hole got.
Yeah, they pulled the rug, dude. They rugged us. They 100% rugged us, dude. That's what it was. You realize at one point it's a lie. Everything drugs promised me was a fucking lie. And I have all those things now.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Which is what I always tell people, like, the reason why I got clean is because I found what I was looking for.
I love that.
It's like, dude, as soon as I started going to meetings, I found exactly what I was looking for, which was like love, connection, camaraderie, real friendship, and like a clear path of like, if you do X, Y, and Z, you'll get X, Y, and
totally.
Z. Like, that's what I wanted.
Yep. I completely agree with that. For sure. So the motivational stuff was kind of like it was a no-brainer again, because like AA for me at that time, like gave me a lot of tools, and they say a lot of the same stuff in a lot of different.
It's all the same.
It's all the same shit, right? It's just worded. It's worded differently.
It's the same present, different wrapper.
Exactly. The formula is like the same. So once I got into AA and I realized like I was able to have these tools and learn about these tools, I kind of like ran with that and started getting into like self-help books and personal, because I wanted more, right? I wanted to like it's. I wanted as much as I possibly could get in meetings around an hour, and my sponsor would only talk to me for so much, and like people didn't want to talk about recovery, so I started doing my own research, and that's when I really got into people like Tom Bilyeu and Ed Milet and Gary Vaynerchuk and all the other like all of them, you know what I mean? I would literally just go on YouTube and type in motivational speech, and like it was a compilation of everything.
Were you into reading before that at all?
No,
not at all.
In jail.
That was it. What'd you read in jail?
The Big Book.
The Big Book. That's it.
Right. And a couple other books that I can't remember what they were.
Yeah,
I was coming off of dope the majority of the time. So it was just one of those things that like I always kind of thought reading was for successful people, and I never did it. But now that I was like in recovery or whatever, it gave me the opportunity to. And so I got into that, and then I realized that like, hey, on Instagram, like I was good at building community, or people were attracted to me at least.
Yeah, you built a good following on social media.
So that's when I started to do that,
Better than me. I was like, dude, I've been trying to do this forever, dude. It sucks.
It was something that I enjoyed and that people seemed to like, which was cool.
Can you do the morning thing you used to do?
Oh, I don't remember now.
I remember.
Fucking, was it?
That was the nit.
Because I'd open it up and I'd be like, oh, you mean the thing at the end?
No, that was
like,
it.
I love myself. Like, I am worth it. I can't remember the affirmations.
Like affirmations.
It was affirmations. It was the same affirmations every single day. But what's crazy about that is like, And if anybody listening has no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, like I would get up at like 4 a.m., open my Instagram stories and like scream into the mic that today was going to be a phenomenal day and like have some type of words of wisdom usually that I heard off of, I either read or I heard off of like a motivational video. I listened to that morning. And then at the end, I had this list of affirmations that I would always say. And like people thought I was saying it to the world, but I was actually saying it to myself because I would look into my Instagram thing and it was me. You know, so it was almost like a mirror. So I was saying it to myself, which was awesome because then other people, like they would send me videos of them doing it too. And like it was cool. It was rad. But again, I went overboard with it. And we can segue into this like this back half of the, you know, the whatever, but I went overboard with it, you know? And I went all in.
But dude, you had a big following. You were like poster child for recovery. Yeah. And it was cool because people like your shit's verified. Like with me, a lot of people are skeptical. They're like, I don't know if that kid really was a drug addict. He got clean really young. Like people are skeptical about my shit. You know,
I definitely have the before and afters to it.
You definitely have videos.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like, dude, I wish I had videos. You know, I've had some people on the show that kind of verified it. But totally, that's about it. You know?
Well, I mean, you know, the way you are and the way you talk and what you're attracted to. I mean, obviously, you're fucking. You know, obviously, you're certified. But
I have people that are like, bro, have you ever seen Bryan eat sweets? He's a fucking crackhead.
Well, so it got to the point where like people were like, bro, you don't look like a drug addict. And I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking point, dude. Yeah. That's what we're trying to accomplish here is the fact that we don't look like it anymore. We don't act like it, like for the most part, obviously. You know, we don't have the super negative behaviors.
Profound change.
You know? Exactly.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite parts about recovery was watching somebody change physically, mentally, spiritually, in a matter of months. They were the person that they were was completely unrecognizable.
The change that happens with drug addicts in 90 days.
Yeah.
You'll go from someone who's like, fuck you, I want to die.
Exactly.
To be like,
I'm going to save the planet.
I don't think we should be killing these fucking pigs.
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like, bro, exactly. I'm gonna die like this with a needle in my arm. Fuck everybody. I'll rob my own mother. To like, you know what we're doing this weekend? Yeah, we're gonna go fucking
give pigs compassion at a slaughterhouse. You know, totally. It's wild. You know, and it's like you won't see that much of a drastic transformation in anywhere.
It's so fast. It's so really fast, and it's exciting.
It's so exciting.
Which is why I like NFTs.
Totally. Shout out. Yeah, so that was a super exciting part of my life. But again, I went overboard. We were kind of talking before, like I was doing like a podcast, an interview. I was like every week, you know, writing my own articles, making content, like the vice president of a nonprofit, plus like AA. I was doing something 24 hours a day, like 365, you know, and I ran myself into a wall. My dad got sick and he passed. Fortunate that I was able to be there. My brother and I were both able to be there. So it was amazing. It got to the point where, dude, I had created this identity and this person that was not sustainable for me. And I got to a darker place almost than I was when I was on drugs. You know, it was fucking wild. Like I had completely lost sight of who I was and what I wanted. You know, and I was trying to be somebody for other people. Like instead of actually fucking, dude, it got to like I got to the point where I would read something. And instead of reading the rest of it, I would instantly open the fucking thing or post it.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't even understand it, but I would post it. It
wasn't genuine.
It was not genuine. I was doing it to keep up a reputation. And then it felt me feel like shit because obviously that's the wrong reason.
Yeah, you feel like fake or like I felt like fake, fraud or whatever.
I was 100% a fraud. And then I started to help more people because I thought that was the answer and read more books and journal more and meditate more and fucking like it was insane. You know, and it wasn't working. And then I just got resentment towards it all. But I didn't see a way out. It got to the point where I decided to just stop doing all of it.
Yeah, I remember you like deleted your social media.
Yeah, I completely fucking deleted all of it. Cool. It was like right after my dad passed, like I really had this like, because obviously when a family member passes, like you're faced with your own mortality. Marcus Aurelius is one of my favorite philosophers, memento mori, like remember you're gonna die. Like, so I really had this like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, and who the fuck am I? Right? And my dad went through a very painful death, and watching that was just like, I don't want to be miserable. Like he told me to live the best life I could possibly live. And I felt like I owed it to him and myself and the rest of the people in my life. I had to take care of them and myself, you know, because not only was I trying to save the world, right? But I was sacrificing my family and my close friends in my marriage, you know, because there was nothing left for them because everything was given to other people.
Yeah.
You know, so it was tough.
There's a reading in the literature that says if we start to rush out the door for family dinner to go hear someone speak or to go to one of our meetings, or a family might start thinking that we haven't changed at all.
Exactly.
That like this is the same shit, is that he can't even spend time to hang out with us because he's so obsessed about going to the next meeting and hearing somebody speak.
Yeah.
And dude, like I've gone through that.
Yeah.
I've gone through like missing the whole point.
Yeah.
As addicts, I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, the solution was like, and this is actually the first time I'm like talking about this, like in an open forum like this, you know, it's like, I'm not in the program anymore. It got to a point where, and this is strictly for me, like I couldn't balance it in a healthy manner anymore. The same way I couldn't work out in a healthy manner anymore. I had to take a step back from that. Like I had done it to the point where it was super unhealthy for me and my mental health. I am at a point now where like, I don't look for people to help. If there's a situation presented to me, I'll do what I can to help.
For sure.
As long as I'm in a place where like, it's not going to have a negative impact on my responsibilities and the people that I love, you know, but I don't look for people to help these days.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes when even helping people can be an unhealthy thing because there's like this whole victim mentality and responsibility. And then, you know, just like our families start to feel when like one of their loved ones using, they get wrapped into their bullshit. When you start like helping all these other people, you start to get into their cycle. And it's like 2 drug addicts are going to make somebody unhealthy as opposed to you make them well.
Dude.
You know, so I remember my sponsor telling me like, dude, they'll get you high before you get them clean.
Dude, 100%.
And it took me a long time to kind of balance it, but like, I know I can't help everybody. And that's why I like doing the podcast because it's like, there's no agenda here.
Totally.
If you fucking got something out of it, cool. If you watched it, cool. But like, I'm not trying to convince nobody of anything, bro.
Totally.
It's like, dude, a lot of times people think that because I'm a 12-step guy that I'm like Nazi about it. But like the reality is like, bro, if you have something else that works for you, bro, I love you so much and I hope that shit works. And like, I'm not judging nobody. Even like 12-step literature itself says we don't have a monopoly on recovery. They're not the first people to fucking invent something to help people.
And our hats are off to you if you can figure out another way.
Bro.
Right? That's
it's like, dude, if you found a better way, dude, fucking God bless you. And I hope fucking that shit works out.
Absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. Like I owe my entire life to that shit, you know? And I think it's a breath of fresh air to hear something like that because I think a lot of people that exit the program, one of the biggest issues is that sense of being shamed, right? That sense of being shunned, right? Like that sense of no longer being a part of.
Yeah, people leave the program and then they start to feel like they lost all their friends and then whatever. Like I try to reach out to people that leave the program a lot. Because I feel like those people, like I don't want to have them think of 12-step program as like
an all or nothing,
a cult or like whatever, or like, oh, as soon as I left, no one cares about me.
Exactly.
The reality is that like we're on 2 different paths now. We were on like a really close path. Not that yours is better or worse.
Exactly.
But it's like we could still be friends or whatever. Like if someone's shooting heroin, I'm not going to go fucking...
I'm not fucking with you.
I'm not going bowling with them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But it's like, dude, in my experience being clean almost 14 years, I've seen most people leave the program and then come right back or go back to use it immediately. There are those few people that have chosen to leave. But my job is to like keep the fucking doors open and make sure that it's a loving, you know, environment. Because some people do go back out and use. And then for the way they get treated, they never come back.
It's tough. That sense of, I'm very fortunate to have like people like you, you know, like when I told you like I'm not in the pro, like you hit me up, you said, hey, I'm in town, like I got this podcast. I was like, I'll do it, bro. Like I'm not in the program anymore. You're like, I don't fucking care, fucking run it, dude. You know what I mean? Like, which was dope. You know, I got a lot of other people in my life like that. You know, they're still in the program that like still call me and still check in or whatever, which is cool. And I appreciate that because if life ever gets to a point, you know, where like I need that support, like I know where to go and I feel comfortable going there. You know, like I'm very much aware that like a lot of people like end up back in the program and I have a very comfortable feeling of like, if at some point, even if it's like not, I don't get on drugs. You know, if even if like, you know, I get divorced or I'm having a sad day, it's like, I know where to go. You know, and I know what to do because there's a safe environment there.
Just like the gym.
Exactly.
It's like right now, you're like, dude, I've been gaining some weight. I want to start losing weight again. You think you're going to be like, fuck the gym? No, bro.
No, dude.
The gym wants you back.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to be 1,000 pound overweight to join a gym either. So I always tell people like, you know, you don't have to be fucking with your dick in the dirt to come to a meeting, bro. Like
exactly.
Like you could just come around. Like it's not like no one's going to fucking... I hope people are cool.
Right?
You know what I mean? Because some people are crazy.
Yeah, but I think the majority of people like understand. Like, dude, like if you're here, you're dope. Like it's fine.
My one friend used to be like, bro, ain't nobody thinking about you.
Exactly, that's what it is too. It's like
motherfucker don't even remember you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I like. I go, who are you? You're like, bro, I've been sober 6.5 years. How do you not remember?
Yeah, you could walk back in. It's like a whole new crowd, whatever.
Exactly.
Which it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still very much in recovery myself. Too,
Yeah,
like I still consider
personal
myself
development, community,
exactly,
meditation, prayer, whatever.
I still use all of the tools, that gave me this incredible life. 100%. Like I still journal. I still have a very solid connection with like my higher power. I still have community. I still have a transparent communication. I'm still honest as I possibly can be. I'm still open-minded as I possibly can be. It's like all those tools, like I didn't sacrifice those like when I left the program because I know that they are very, very good aspects of my life and I need them.
How deep are you in the NFT game?
That's the most amazing segue I've ever heard in my whole life. I'm deep, bro.
You're deep.
I'm deep.
Super deep.
I'm deep.
When did you buy your first NFT?
My first NFT, God, 7 months ago. I don't even know what month that was.
Did you get cracked out immediately or was it slow? I got cracked out immediately.
Yes, because here's the thing. Like for anybody that knows NFTs, like I had...
For the record, if you've never smoked crack and you say cracked out, it's derogatory if they say it. No one gets to say that. You can't say that unless you've smoked crack.
Yeah. I always thought if every crackhead did meth, there would be no more crackheads.
Wow.
It lasts way longer. So
I feel like it's more like Adderall. It's more just like up.
No, dude.
Do you hit a ceiling?
So, yeah. Oh, you do. I mean, I guess there's no ceiling with crack. Like, but you do meth and then smoke crack. Like, it's perfect.
You do meth, then smoke crack.
That's the key.
Because I've done a whole like Adderall.
Yeah.
Like reluctantly. I didn't want to do it. I hate Adderall.
Adderall sucks.
It's just like this feeling, but you don't ever feel like you hit that high.
Yeah. Meth is extremely euphoric.
So when you smoke crack,
yeah,
like you hit the high and then you kind of come down immediately.
Yeah, meth, you just kind of hit it and hang out for a bit, which is rad.
I don't know if you can really hit. I don't know because I feel like you would just feel like you're coming down a little bit all the time. No. Doesn't it feel like that?
No, I mean it's why I loved it so much because like
you hit it and stay there.
It was euphoric for a very long time. It was wild.
You ring the bells every time.
Yeah,
so
of course.
With crack, there's bells. There's no bells with meth?
There's no bells with meth, but...
I don't want it.
So, okay, you ever been peaking on ecstasy?
Every time I've done ecstasy, I just immediately got crack.
Oh, see. Okay. That makes sense.
I was like already on crack when the time I did ecstasy. So I was like, this is like...
Yeah.
So when I did ecstasy, I was like, this feels like I smoked crack 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I need to just smoke crack.
Got it. Okay. So meth is one of the most euphoric I've ever felt. For sure. Really? It's like senses wise. Well, because I mean, meth is in ecstasy. It's, methyl dioxide, methamphetamine. Like that's what MDMA is. So like it was extremely euphoric, which is what I liked because I was
like
a raver.
You can have an orgasm on meth? You can't have an orgasm on crack.
No, you can't do anything on crack.
You could do stuff on meth?
Yeah.
Get out of
like,
here.
Like really weird,
you can have sex
stuff
on meth.
Oh, that was one of my favorites.
Well, I guess that's why
that was like
a
the
lot
best
of people
thing.
do.
I'm like, with what? You never know, but like it's like it's kind of a surprise every time you do it.
Lampshade, whatever.
It doesn't matter, like I think I found one of the like again, this is funny. I've never talked about this thank you for this platform. I think I've been in some of the strangest categories of pornography ever in the history of my life on meth. Yeah,
my worst thing was the Girls Gone Wild commercials because I didn't have pornography. I just had the Girls Gone Wild commercials, and then I'd be like right there, and then it would change to like the rotisserie chicken commercials. Jesus Christ. Like right around like 4:30, they go from like the Girls Gone Wild E channel to like fucking vacuum cleaners and the rotisserie chicken.
See, I had the BET After Dark.
Yeah, the uncut.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, what were we talking
we were talking about NFTs, weren't we?
Okay, NFTs.
So I had the opportunity.
Did you get cracked out right away?
So yes, but there's a few reasons for it. Like I had the opportunity to buy a very, very expensive NFT now at a very low price, and I said no.
But you didn't know at the time. Oh, no, you missed out.
I missed out.
FOMO.
I missed out. FOMO, right? So
let's clarify.
Yeah.
You told me already. So somebody said, hey, buy this Bored Ape.
Yes.
And you had already lost on crypto, right?
I was down bad.
So you were down bad on crypto. So you're like, I'm not buying this dumbass shit.
No, I don't understand it. I'm not spending any more money on it.
How much was it at the time?
0.3. So I think at that time, ETH was...
You could have bought a Bored Ape for 0.3?
Yes.
And they minted for 3?
No, so the Bored Apes minted for 0.08.
Oh, they minted for 0.08.
They minted for 0.08. Yeah. So you could buy it for like $200 at that time.
Anybody or just certain whitelisters?
No,
there was a public mint?
It was a public mint. There wasn't whitelist at that point because it wasn't popular.
Whitelist is a new thing?
It's a new thing. What? Newer thing in the last few months, yeah. Because like there wasn't the demand. They didn't sell it right away.
I hate the whitelist concept.
Oh, it's just it's because they have the whitelist concept. Okay, hold on, we're getting sidetracked. So I had the opportunity to get this NFT, right? The Bored Ape. I said no because I was down like 90%. My boy got 2. So like
still has them?
He still has 1.
And it's worth 240 grand?
His is worth about 240 grand, yeah. Plus all the free shit he got for having it. So he has like that 0.3 at the time was like $1,300, I think, is now worth close to $700,000. So at the time when it started blowing up, right, I think when I paid attention again to it, it was probably like 20 ETH, you know?
So you got FOMO from the 20
So I got FOMO from the fact that he was making, so I was like, all right, I got to get into NFTs, right? And then the first NFT I ever bought was called a Vogu. Art was sick. It was like this robot. It was dope. No, fucking bought it for 0.3, fucking flipped it for like 0.75. It was a, great profit in a day. You know,
one day.
It was 1 day profit. At that point, I was hooked. And not so much like cracked out, but more like there's opportunity here.
Yeah, once you start to see, because you're like, how is this viable? But once you see it, it's like, wow, because I'm a crypto guy.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, whatever a crypto guy means, but like I got into crypto kind of early. I made some money from crypto.
You understand the benefit of it.
Crypto. I really do think that metaverse and crypto is the future.
100%.
Fucking really think that fucking paper money. No one even uses paper money anymore. People are using their debit card.
It's gross.
And that's not real money. Those are numbers in a computer. Yeah. When, like I try to tell people, like your money's already digital. Like when you send $10 million to China, they're not putting your money in a fucking wheelbarrow and sending it there.
It's code.
It's a fucking code on a computer. It's the same.
It's the same exact thing
except not protected and fucking not
controlled by a very evil system that is gonna fuck you. Yeah.
Anyways, so I believe in all that.
Totally.
I just thought NFTs was like a weird fad. And I just wasn't really into it.
Yeah.
But as soon as I started to dive into it, blew my fucking mind.
Makes so much
sense. And
sense.
I put all of my crypto into it immediately. I
love it.
And I've been living with this idea of like, I'm never going to sell my crypto until I retire.
Yeah.
Like that was my thing for 5 years.
Yeah.
Never sold a single crypto ever. Yeah. Only bought consistently week after week after week. When the market was down, I still bought. When it was up, I still bought. Never sold.
Dollar cost averaging.
Exact dollar cost averaging.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
And then when I saw crypto, when I saw NFTs, I sold all that shit immediately.
And it was a great move, right?
Fuck yeah. I think I gamble a little too much with it. Yeah. Sometimes I think I fuck around too much.
It's easy too because they're pictures.
Yeah, and it's fun.
It's fun, bro. It's like trading Pokemon cards again.
Crypto isn't fun.
No, crypto like, it's very boring.
When you get wrecked on crypto, you just want to fucking walk in front of oncoming traffic. When you get wrecked in an NFT, you're like, man, I really thought those unicorns that shit fucking tacos were going to kill it.
Exactly, right? Yeah.
It's You're great. Like, yeah, it was such a good idea.
Exactly, yeah, it was fucking amazing.
But it's like, oh, shit, whatever. But then when you're like, bro, like these monkeys or whatever, and like, bro, I'm in a group chat and my friend is like, do you know how stupid I feel having to tell my wife and kids that I have to skip dinner tonight because the monkeys are coming out with a boarding pass into this portal onto another planet?
I love it.
And I was like, amazing. Bro.
I get it though.
NFTs,
having to explain
bro.
that shit, it's
so like, you're pretty heavy into NFTs.
I am. Heavily.
That's what you do full time now? For the most part.
For the most part.
Okay.
Yeah. It's where the majority of my time is spent, for sure. Understanding. Not necessarily just trading right now.
Just understanding.
But understanding because
have you read any books about them?
I have not. No. I just talk to people and I listen to people. Twitter's an amazing space for that because
I never had Twitter up until NFTs.
Yeah,
I don't even go on Instagram anymore.
Same.
There's nothing on Instagram.
No.
Instagram is like junk food. Twitter is like knowledge.
Exactly. It's
like,
amazing.
dude, when I'm on Twitter listening to these spaces, I don't know. I just feel like I'm
a part of.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I'm learning. It's interesting. It's about money. It's finance.
Yeah.
And I don't follow anybody. I don't even know that there's other people on Twitter doing normal things.
It's NFT Twitter. That's what it is.
That's all I'm doing,
There's one side of Twitter that I'm on. It's NFT Twitter.
Yeah, bro. And it's just like...
It's networking for me, bro. That's what it is. Like, it's cool. Because it's so exciting. There's so many fast moving parts and so many things are evolving so fucking quickly. It moves fast. It's crazy, bro. Like right now it's art. Right now it's pictures. Eventually, bro, we will be buying houses NFTs. We will be buying clothes NFTs.
Your deed, concert tickets, everything is going to be, it's trackable.
Exactly.
And it's on the blockchain.
It's a public ledger.
You can never lose it.
Exactly. It's a public ledger that shows proof of ownership. And like once that is like adopted by the masses and companies, it's going to be insane. Another crazy part of it, bro, is like companies are built in NFTs right now because these projects, they are companies. At the core of it, like the investors, the people that buy it, right? Because people aren't going to buy these NFTs unless they understand that what value is coming to them. So imagine if somebody says, I'm going to take the same formula and put it to shampoo or any other type of product that we use in the real world. I'm not going to buy this shampoo because there's no utility to it except for cleaning my hair. Like, how is this going to add value? Right? By owning the shampoo bottle, what else am I going to be able to get from it? You know, and that really has the consumer.
Other than bullshit ads.
Exactly.
And like, oh, I signed up for this shampoo and now I get emails about buying more shampoo.
Exactly. Now, what I'm getting from this is like maybe access to skincare events, or maybe I'm getting a discount on other products, you know, or
the next thing that they come out with, they're going to give it to me for free.
Or I'm going to have actual profit sharing in this because we're adding to it. And maybe it's a fucking DAO and I can vote on what the actual like label is going to look like next time. It brings utility to the investors and the consumers. And I think when that formula is brought into the real world, that shit is going to fucking change the game. And that's really what I'm excited about.
Yeah. And then like, let's say you buy furniture that doubles as furniture you can have in your fucking pod or fucking metaverse room. Yeah. And you can fucking, when you buy the couch, you can also get one for free.
Exactly.
That you can use in the metaverse or whatever.
Yeah. Or I buy one in the metaverse and I get one in real life.
Yeah.
It's vice versa. Yeah. You know, there's so many different things that can happen with it, and it's moving so quickly, and it's so fucking cool. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I used to wonder, like, what does utility, like, well, how does it have utility? But the reality is that it benefits them because it doesn't really cost them much to give you a new exclusive thing. Yeah. And it's bringing more exclusivity to the brand, causing the price of the original thing to go up in more value. Yeah. And then that community gets stronger the more that happens. Yeah. And up until now, some of the largest NFTs haven't had any utility. It's just been brand recognition. Yeah. Just like a style thing. But what made Bored Apes so expensive was that they all banded together, right?
Well, they were the first one to have community. And like that was so amazing to see. Like there were literally grown men going into Telegram groups, like they were bombing these Telegram groups, making fucking monkey noises. Wow. You know, like the crazy community that you saw. Like bars were like giving people free drinks if they were a Bored Ape. Wow. Like they were having meetups. Like they were the first ones to really build that like exclusivity.
And we're not NFTs. Selling for $1. That was the biggest thing.
Yeah, it was like why would we? Yeah. You know, why would we? Because we want to be a part of this club, and that's what NFTs are really. It's access to a club, and the benefits of being in that club, you know, and then now every project is trying to make those benefits
bigger and better,
you know, and bring more value to the holders, which is going to be crazy when, again, we bring that into the real life.
Yeah, people always ask me, like, how are these valuable? I'm like, dude, how is one leather pair of shoes $200 and one pair of leather shoes is fucking $10,000 or
because somebody says it is.
It's because the brand. It's because there's brand recognition.
Exactly.
Fucking, why do you pay so much to have this type of fucking belt buckle that says this as opposed to that? You know?
100%. Especially when it's all made in the same place. Yeah. The majority of the time.
Go tell a girl that a Chanel purse is just as fine as the Michael Kors purse.
It's crazy. You know what I mean? Go tell a dude that like a fucking one car is as good as the other.
Exactly.
Like it's what the collective believes has value. You know, and that's the thing. Like some NFT projects aren't worth shit. Yeah. Not every fucking NFT project is worth money.
Yeah,
if the collective believes this project is shit, it's not going to make money.
Yeah.
So like people say, oh, like I don't understand how that has value. And people that are making
these decisions are pretty smart. They're reading the roadmap. They're seeing who's behind it.
Kind of.
You know, so like, well, some people.
Yeah. So the successful people.
Only hype isn't always is not gonna be long lasting.
No, you got to do your own research.
So you got to have like some type of real, you know, expertise.
Totally.
And you got to execute things perfectly to really have a long lasting brand. But then there are these people that are just getting rich off flipping shit.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because like
fine.
It's wild. There's a few different sides of it, but like when you start an NFT project, it's a company. You're starting a fucking company, basically, right? And you have a roadmap for that company or expectations that you are telling your investors of what this company is going to execute on. That's one side of it. So there's people that are doing that really well, and they're going to be successful. Whether it's short term or long term, they're going to be successful, right? The hype in the short term and then executing on what they promised the holders is going to happen within the company on the long term, right? But there's people that have come out and drew a picture of a dick and said, this has no utility. This is just a picture of a dick. Buy it. Yeah. And people are like, there's degenerate motherfuckers out there, like a lot of people that I know. They're like, I'm only going to buy this because it's a dick. And then enough people buy this picture of a dick, right? And then it becomes valuable. It becomes valuable because there's hype around it. And that dies out. Yeah. Like with anything, like the hype will die. But if you can get in early on this picture of a dick when the hype is growing, I can buy this dick for fucking like, let's say $200, and then I can flip it for fucking $5,000.
Yeah. And it happens every day in NFTs.
It's wild. But that's also what happens in trading cards. That's what happens in going to garage sales. And like it's just finding something that is popular or that you think is going to increase in value.
What I like about NFTs as opposed to crypto is that there's only 10,000 of them and there's so many different collections.
Yeah.
That if you and 500 friends got together and traded collectively, you could manipulate the whole market.
You can.
So easily, because let's say there's 10,000, there's only 1,000 for sale. And if there's 10 for sale and the floor, which is the lowest price one, is 5 ETH. Yeah. And then the next whatever, 20 ETH. You could just buy the floor and then manipulate the market, and now the price is 20 ETH. Yeah. And the supply and demand is so easily to manipulate if you have the mind to just kind of see it. It goes up and down. If you're smart, it's kind of easy to double your money in a lot of scenarios, but it's also tricky sometimes too.
So there's that side of it, right? That it's like there's no regulations like whatsoever. You know, so market manipulation, bots, like coding that's written, scammers, like it's very much open to that. Like, so I always tell people, like, if you're getting into NFTs, make sure you have a good amount of money.
At the same time, bro, they say that there's fucking regulation, but the people I'm talking about like in stocks. The people who regulate the stocks are the people with the most money.
Totally. But
so it's like stocks are a total fucking scam.
Dude,
what goes on in stocks is criminal.
Totally. I completely agree. Which is why, like, I don't like, I took all my money out of stocks and I do crypto and NFTs now. But like the NFT world is very much a scammer's world. 100% a scammer's world.
Don't open any DMs.
Right? It is very easy to get fucking wrecked.
Scammed. Yeah.
I always tell people, before you buy an NFT, talk to people, do an ungodly amount of research, watch an ungodly amount of YouTube, and start small. You know, unless you have the
want to party.
Yeah, unless you want to party.
Let me, because we got to end this shortly. Yeah. If you had 5 ETH, what would you buy right now?
If I had 5 ETH, what would I buy right now?
It's February 5th, 2022.
Anything BioPills or Pixel Vault. So we'll see. Those. BioPills, Pixel Vault are my two most Bored Apes. I have mutants, but it's like that's more than 5 ETH. You know, so anything Pixel Vault or BioPills.
Cool.
Yeah, and we'll see in like 5 years if this was right.
I appreciate you coming out, dude.
Yeah,
it's always good to see you.
Yeah, man.
You know, I think like the first time we met in real life was like cool, because I was like, dude, this is this kid I've been following on Instagram who shoots up heroin and makes these videos with fucking music in the background. Yeah, and it started this hashtag Spoon Goons and like has all these other drug addicts following him. Now he's clean. And then it's like, you didn't just get clean, you like fucking, became like a real, force of nature in the recovery community and helped so many people. And like now you're doing your own thing. Yeah. And it's just always good to see you, bro. Yeah, appreciate you, man. And onwards and upwards, bro. Can't wait to see what the next thing is. Hey, let's do an NFT. Let's do it. Love you, bro. Have a good day. Later, man. This show is not affiliated with any specific 12-step program. If you or a loved one is struggling with an addiction, please find a local 12-step meeting. If you believe you may need detox or drug treatment of any kind, please call 833-999-1877 to speak to a specialist. The show is sponsored by United Recovery Project, a state-of-the-art drug and alcohol rehab facility. You can visit our website at unitedrecoveryproject.com.